You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network.
You're listening to the Full Count Major League Baseball podcast, your local source for trending Major League Baseball topics, season analysis, fun, objective discussions, and up-to-date coverage of the Toronto Blue Jays organization from right here in the Niagara region. Here are your hosts, Brandon Caputo, Reece Doumani, and Colin Ward.
And welcome back to another installment of the Armchair GM Sports Network's Full Count MLB podcast. You are listening to the May 4th edition of the Armchair GM Sports Podcast, or Full Count
May the 4th
podcast.
be with you. If you're into Star Wars, I'm not, but
yeah, you can
bigger holiday coming up tomorrow.
Yes, sir. You can find us on social media by following the podcast on Twitter at Armchair GM Pod and our own platform at AGM Full Count Pod. You can follow those on Twitter and Instagram. We are available on many listening platforms, including Spreaker, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Castbox, and Deezer by searching the Armchair GM Sports Network or wherever you get your podcast. Lastly, you can check out our friendly website, armchairgmsports.com. I know there's a new mobile version, which is pretty cool. Nice style.
Got to keep mentioning it.
Yeah,
represent the brand.
Yep. As always, we are your host of the Full Count MLB podcast. I'm Colin Ward, and you can follow me on Twitter at Colin Ward 14. You can follow the celebrating Reece Doumani at
JT Realmuto,
who has JT Realmuto in fantasy.
2-run shot.
That's a good thing he didn't play me. Apparently, I have a trade in the works that I
do
not check. Maybe we should do it mid-show.
Do the trade mid-show. Yeah, we'll do that. Second segment. I'm down.
Yeah.
Discuss the value of each player.
Work on a trade because everyone that knows me knows my strategy in fantasy.
Yeah,
I make waiver claims daily on pitchers, on starting pitchers. I value strikeouts, I value outs, I value double plays, and I value the chance of having a fifth starter because that's all available. Fifth starters,
essentially,
fourth starter. I trust that fifth starter possibly getting a no-hitter. You never know. But hey, the negative things about that is that the ERA goes through the roof.
Yeah.
In a bad way if it does not happen.
That is very true.
There's some high risk, high reward. I just think there's a lot more positives than negatives in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're the fantasy guy. There's Didi Gregorius single. I have him too. That's the one thing about fantasy. There's different types of players in fantasy. There's the guy that will sit back and just sit on his team the entire year.
That's not me.
That is not you.
No, you don't think I make? Oh no, I don't make moves. I only make moves when I'm out of it, and it's a keeper league, and I can be good actually and have like 15 picks in the first 5 rounds. Not a big deal. Stevie,
there's you where you'll just start adding play. You'll use all of your ads every week. Yeah. And then,
but if I'm in
you have the middle guy where he makes a trade here and there, and that's me. Although right now I'm in the middle of the trade block.
I'm in the bottom, but I haven't. It's early, and I haven't really set my lineup. Hockey. I was in the bottom too for our hockey league, and it turned out pretty good. Well,
yeah, it didn't turn out too bad.
I mean, it went bad once I chose to be bad. Yeah. I chose to be bad there, in my opinion. I mean, I sold a lot. When you sell your top 3 players, you're asking to have a rough ending. Yeah. The last week or two were not good, but oh well. On to baseball, the Jays having a big week. Reece, we starting off with the Jays?
Yeah, might as well. There's a few things going on with the Jays, so we might spend 25 minutes on the Jays.
Yeah, we got Rowdy Tellez and a little bit of surprise, maybe. No.
Yep.
We got a hit.
Rowdy Tellez.
We have a catcher on the IL. again, we hit the IL, unfortunately, but Danny Jansen got 2 hits on Sunday.
How about that, eh?
Wow. Buy a lottery ticket, Reese.
Yo, I did. I got a so you know the Plinko scratchers?
Yeah.
So they're like $5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And you have the chance to like go play on a real Plinko board, the OLG office, but it takes a couple steps. On the instant scratcher, you have to scratch a chip, and that, like, say your number matches a square that has a chip in it, which happened to me. I'm like, yo, this is no.
So, can I come as a fan? Like, just come out behind?
No.
Like you're going to a boxing match.
It's not that easy, Colin. I wish it was that easy. You have to go into the like into any like OLG lottery seller, whatever, retailer.
Yeah.
And scan the ticket, and you're guaranteed a win no matter what it is. Cool. And you watch it on the screen, like if you're getting a poker lotto or something, or the screen that says winner Genya or whatever. Yeah. And the Plinko board that goes down the board, and if you land in the middle on Plinko, that's when you get to go to the OLG office. But
so you got 2 trips.
I was unfortunate. I landed in the $10 section, which shocking. But I won $10. That was kind of dope.
Free ticket or $10?
No, I took the cash.
Yeah,
I'm cheap.
Good. Yeah, I take the cash, dude. I don't play a lot of.
Yeah. No, bet. You make money by
football.
Betting.
Football.
That's
true.
You.
Football. I'm pumped for football. Hey, I'm pumped for football. You listen to there's a few articles on the Armchair GM Sports Network's website. I know we're manager list today, but Brandon Caputo, he has one out there, I believe, on the 8 Canadians that are there. They got drafted. I'm waiting for my Denver Broncos quest to the Super Bowl article. That's gonna be really entertaining. I can't wait for that. What up, A-Rod? Aaron Rodgers. Reese goes quiet. Shut up, okay. Colin. So on to the Blue Jays. We mentioned Danny Jansen got a hit. We mentioned Phillies. Reese isn't impressed. I don't think I mentioned Nate Pearson yet, who is going to be an opener tonight. Yeah, tonight. I don't know off by heart, but the Buffalo Bisons, he's going to be the opener for them on opening day. That's going to be cool to see Nate Pearson back on the mound. I'm kind of tired of them, the media talking about velocity all the time when that's a thrower, not a pitcher's mentality. Yeah, 7:00, Salem Field.
No, it's not. Arm & Hammer Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not playing in Buffalo.
They're playing in
good old Trenton, New Jersey.
Yeah, Trenton. On the app it says Salem Field. I should have known.
Oh,
I should have known.
I was gonna say I've got the website up here for the Bisons, and it's got the right. That's weird.
Yeah, get together, MILB.
Yeah, sober up there. Yeah, I mean, it's not official.
Margarita Days on Wednesday, not Monday.
Yeah, it's not official on the MILB.com website. Who's getting the ball?
Say that 10 times fast.
Either team. MILB. I'm not counting. I was just saying.
Yeah. That was like 6. But yeah,
I mean, it's kind of expected Nate Pearson with the type of caliber pitcher he is that he's going to start for the Buffalo Bisons. And again, everyone's thinking, oh, well, these guys were in the, and this is something that bugs me is, oh, these guys were up in the big leagues last year. Why are they in the minor leagues this year?
Rehab.
So, okay, first of all, there was no minor leagues.
And expanded rosters.
Yeah. You have Nate more Pearson's guys. The taxi squad is a thing. Like with the Detroit Tigers, oh, where's Isak Paredes? I thought we wanted to develop our future. Yeah, we do. When the guy hasn't played a lick above Double-A.
Oh, Leandro Kerr.
Nice try. He's not that good. And with Nate Pearson's injury woes, we'll be lucky to see him start
by July.
Not even 20 games. I think we'll be lucky to see him start 15 games.
I think July he gets called up. I think he gets 3-4 starts as an opener, and then he starts to slowly get his innings up, and then comes up.
Yeah,
so maybe end of July.
2 months, May and June, in the minors, and then bring him up.
Yeah, because I mean it's important for him to be a pitcher, and quite frankly, right now I mean, Robbie Ray's been fine. Steven Matz has been good since coming over, but other than those two, I don't know what pitcher Pete Walker's really developed. Prospects-wise, none.
Yeah.
Prospects-wise. What
and those prospects, by the way, are not even in Toronto anymore. You look at Marcus Stroman,
Syndergaard was the
Aaron
biggest.
Sanchez, Noah Syndergaard,
Well, my thing was, though, I'm worried about Nate Pearson being in the Aaron Sanchez category to be a reliever because he throws too hard and the media is all on hold.
Everyone wants a Chapman.
That's the problem. Everyone's at velocity, and it's not. I mean, it's not command. It's not your release point. It's not the motion. It's just throw it. That's why I'm excited to see Jack Leiter come up.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see how he looks because he's a pitcher. That's a pitcher. I mean, Mark Burley. How long did he pitch in the majors? Right. I mean, he didn't throw over 90, and he had a pretty good career. So
Kyle Hendricks, pretty good career right now.
Yeah, Kyle Hendricks. I mean, it's guys like that I think you're fine. I just think that when you're throwing too hard, you lose your release point. Then you don't know your motion. Then your body tightens up, and that's what happened to him when he got hurt, in my opinion. And I thought it happened to him last year too when he got hurt, because I noticed he drifted off a lot. Nate Pearson, after he was trying to light up the radar gun. He didn't have his release point at all either. That's another thing. But,
yeah, well, and I get the game, or Major League Baseball, whoever, fans, media, wanting to say, oh, how do we make baseball better? Well, home runs and velocity. Well, they go hand in hand, because home runs with high velocity, you don't really have to swing the bat all too hard because the speed from the pitch will do most of the work. But when you're looking at trying to develop arms to throw 100 miles an hour, like, the human arm was not made to throw a baseball the way pitchers do. It really wasn't created to do that. Exactly. And with to even throw 90, like, I look at 90 and say that's hard. And clearly I've never faced 90 really. Maybe
it's hard. It's hard when you're in the batter's box.
Yeah, less than a dozen times I've probably faced over 90 miles an hour. I've faced 97 was the highest I've faced. A Cuban guy played for the Kitchener Panthers.
Yeah, but that's common. That's common. That's just get your bat out there. Hopefully it hits it.
Yeah.
Swing hard. You don't even have to swing hard. That's the beauty about facing hard pitching. You don't have to swing hard.
Yeah.
But quick question. I mean,
you have to develop arms. It's not about developing velocity. It's developing literally one arm, whether it's your left or right arm.
Well, Reese, like we both faced guys growing up, like when you're like Pee-wee age, that could throw gas. I mean, it wasn't gas, but they threw hard for our age. And once we got
it was
midget,
gas,
it was
because and also too, what's the mound in Pee-wee?
Levels?
Is it 50?
I think
50
so.
feet.
Yeah, 50. I made a lot of those a couple of years ago. That was sweet.
You made a what?
I made a lot of 50-foot mounds a couple of years ago coaching.
Oh, nice.
But yeah. But I mean, you see kids all the time, right? And Pee-wee, they throw gas, and then you grow up and you meet a midget again. And it's like, oh, this kid threw hard. Just as you get older.
Well, and that's why minor Bantam.
And you got the parent. Minor.
So after grade 8,
14.
So that's the summer after grade 8.
Yeah, 14
in minor Bantam. That's why minor Bantam is the worst division of baseball in the history of baseball.
It's a big difference between major and minor.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got this kid, and you could be going into the year, say, I'd play for Brantford, and say like Colin played for Simcoe. So like say I played against each other in Pee-wee, and we did.
Yeah, and we beat Brantford a lot.
Yeah, I didn't play for Brantford in Pee-wee, so I played for the good old Cambridge Cubs.
Nice. That ballpark in Cambridge, the one that I played at, was kind of odd because like the dugouts were right beside each other.
Yeah,
that was cool though.
It's got a brawl written all over it.
That's another thing. People that know me know that I like to talk, so that was always Very fun. So I always used to sit at the end of the dugout there just so I could talk to the other team.
Yeah.
Be a rat.
Yeah. Well.
Be myself. Just want to be myself.
That's the thing. So say Colin threw 100. And this is just numbers. Clearly, nobody throws 100 miles an hour in Pee-wee. So, again, another point. I don't know why parents expect their kids to be major leaguers in Pee-wee.
So, because we're putting all that money in our kids' baseball there. We're doing indoor 24/7 all year round. I'm leaning on the batting cage. Now I'm watching my kid.
Yeah, you have a pitcher that throws hard in Pee Wee, and this is me as a hitter saying, "Oh, that Colin Ward guy in Simcoe, like he really threw hard. Like Simcoe, if he starts against us, it's going to be tough." And then you get on the field in a real dimensions with 60'6".
Oh, you go from ballparks to stadiums, and
essentially, and you've got the 90-foot bases, and he gets on the mound. You're up at the plate. You're like, "Please don't hit me! Please don't hit me! Please don't hit me!" And then you see a rainbow, and you're like,
"See ya!
What the hell is that?"
that's like it freezes you.
Yeah, like is Zach Greinke throwing his 50-mile-an-hour pitch?
Ephus.
Man, but
it changes so much.
Like, and
plus, kids get change-ups in their heads. All the off-speed stuff starts to come in where they care more about their off-speed than their fastball.
That's
Stick
true.
to your fastball, but
well, that's another thing too. We're not saying clearly they don't change the mound length when you're coming up through the minor leagues. Actually, now they do. Never mind. Sorry, we think it's a good idea to push the mound back a foot. So good for us. But it's the illusion of, well, he can just blow it by guys. He doesn't need anything else. Well, what happens when he blows his arm out? Has to have Tommy John surgery and has to try and figure out how to get guys out by not throwing it 105 miles.
Strasburg. Remember when Strasburg come out? And he was nasty, but then unfortunately he had those injury problems, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I see Nate Pearson, I just think bullpen, because the Jays don't know how to manage him, because through the minor leagues he was fine. Then once he got to the Jays, it feels like too incompetent to develop.
Well,
because you still don't develop. Getting up to the majors is just the first step. That's the difference between. That's how bust happen. Because the guys that come up and they take off. Mike Trout. Remember when Bryce Harper came up and he was so good, and he was up here, and Mike Trout was a little bit beneath him. Bryce Harper went down. Mike Trout went way up to be the best player in baseball, be one of the best players all time. I mean, Bryce Harper's having a good year, but
Bryce Harper decent year this year. Although injury trouble now. I saw yesterday.
Wrist.
I know he had a injury. He got hit in the face with a baseball, and
then yesterday his last at bat was bad. Yeah.
And then bunted with 2 strikes and struck out.
He couldn't swing. The first pitch he went up looking to end the ball game. Yeah. Then the second pitch
he ended the ball game in the 6th inning, I think it was.
Yes.
Something like that.
6th or 7th.
6th or 7th, yeah.
And he came up. Then the next swing, the next pitch, he just watched it go right by down the middle, which is a bad pitch by the pitcher. Why would he throw down the middle after he just took a massive hack? But I mean, he must have knew something was up, and then he bunted. Which is kind of odd.
Yeah. So I mean, and back to the Jays, and you can say all you want about Pete Walker and the pitching development staff for the Toronto Blue Jays, but obviously there's been questions about the physical conditioning coaches and trainers, and maybe not the doctors so much, but anyone involved in keeping guys healthy. And you look at the George Springer situation,
fatigue
with how fatigue. That's the greatest.
That's tough.
Of all time.
That's tough to be. That's tough on baseball to hear that.
Yeah, people are now saying, well, what are we doing here? If he wasn't ready to come back, why did we say he was good to come back? And that's kind of the same argument that's been going on in football with, concussion. No, he can miss 5 minutes. He'll be back in time. And clearly there's stiffer concussion protocols now. You've got the tent on the sidelines. And then if that doesn't work out, you go back to the locker room, obviously. Every sport's got it. Hockey's got it. Baseball's got it. But you look at the same situation with Springer and Nate Pearson, and hopefully Pearson, if he doesn't get hurt again, you kind of, can wash that away a little bit. But say Nate Pearson does get hurt again, just by trying to throw 105 miles an hour and not
who's going to be
on
upset.
Mechanics. Like,
someone from around here is going to be upset if that happens.
Yeah, I know.
That's been my pet peeve since he's gotten called up. That's been my pet peeve, because I just think it's dumb baseball. I think it's dumb.
Well, I mean, look at Vladdy. He's going to hit 50 home runs in his first year. Really, people?
Nope. It's hard. It's hard. It is hard to come up and dominate.
Yeah.
I mean, Vladdy's figured it out this year, though. That swing looks nasty.
There's a reason
that swing's
the
aggressive.
Average baseball player spends 2 to 3 years in the minor leagues compared to hockey, where they won't spend 1 year.
Guys got 4 pitches. Starters, elite starters, literally have 4 pitches you got to worry about.
Some have 5 or 6.
Yeah,
not a lot, but some of them do.
Yeah.
So
Darvish, you have 10. That's crazy. The slide cut. The change slide or something you call it. It was just odd, like a sink. I don't know what the sinker was. He had I know he had 2 pitches where it was like a cut curve or something like that. It was weird. I didn't know how that happens. Isn't that a slurve? I always thought a slurve went. I always thought a slurve went left to right, for me, left to right.
Yeah, there at work. There's a few of us who are really into baseball, and I can't remember who the pitcher is. It's bugging me, but he throws a slutter. It's a slider and a cutter.
Darvish?
And who?
That Darvish?
It might be Darvish.
That's what I was thinking about, because Darvish throws a ton.
And essentially, it's weird. Jack Morris was talking about it on Tigers broadcast with the Yankees, or the game against the Yankees with Corey Kluber, who was AL Player of the Week, by the way. Wow, he beat the Tigers. Good for him. Where a lot of people are saying, oh, he had the third nastiest pitch in 2018, and it was the slider.
Mm-hmm.
And he was throwing it pretty well on Sunday against Detroit.
That's nice. You can throw your slider nice.
Yeah, so him, Craig Monroe, and Matt Shepard, play-by-play voice of the Tigers, we're kind of getting in this debate about, well, where's the definition of a cutter and a slider? Like, how do we decide which is what? Is it the amount of ground that it cuts or slides? Like, is it speed? Like, what do we decipher between a slider and a cutter?
Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know about you. I mean, I caught a little bit, pitched a lot more now, but I always got told, like, not to throw my cutter too much. I don't even have a cutter because my fastball moves enough anyways. I had that left-handed tail to it.
Yeah.
A cut fastball, but it's literally like, I don't know what the difference is. Like the break, well, for me, it's left to right. Like,
well, I think a cutter is meant more to come right at you like a fastball, and then move. Like at 55 feet, it goes straight, and the last 5 you see it come at the end. Where the slider is a little bit more funky. It starts going around
release
45.
Point,
would you think?
Yeah, 45.
And it kind of slides across the plate. And if you have a really good
I love
it
it.
Slides across the plate.
Man,
but
it's so fun. I throw a split finger, and it just drops right at the ankles. It's so fun. I love that.
Boy, love that.
When you get on top, right, you get the balance point, and I love it.
Yeah. So I mean, Nate Pearson gonna get the opener start. Opening day, you never really see that. You expect, opening day, this guy's going 8 innings. It's like, no, Nate Pearson will probably go 2 or 3.
Way to set the tone for the season in your bullpen in Buffalo. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple other notes before we hit the break here. Rowdy Tellez on the opening day roster for the Buffalo Bisons.
Yeah, just couldn't hit. I mean, you're starting to hit a little bit. But you can see the move coming. I wasn't too surprised. I mean, I thought Santiago Espinal so far has had a great start to the year. And he's just playing too good to not slow down. It's like Ezekiel Carrera in 16, I believe. 16 was his first year. He just played too good to get sent down. To get sent back down. I mean, Major League Baseball, Espinal's more valuable to you if he plays better because he can play multiple positions, where Rowdy Tellez is going to DH and play first base.
Yep.
And when you look at their DH system, Grichuk's not coming out of the lineup. Springer's not coming out of the lineup unless he needs a rest day without Kawhi Leonard.
Load management.
Basically that's what it is. Yeah. He'll DH, play center. They're talking about right field too for George Springer because it's less running. That's interesting. If you can't run, why put him in the lineup? You're playing in the outfield. There's a lot of running in baseball in the outfield. Ball gets hit in the gap, you better get going.
Yeah.
If you can't get there, you're gonna turn doubles into triples.
But a lot of people are also saying George Springer is a lot better as a right fielder, and they don't want him in center. Just he's not a center fielder.
From what I heard from the Jays, it's basically It's basically whenever Springer's good to go, he'll play center field. But until then, he's in DH.
And I love when people say, "Oh, give him a day to get off his feet. He's going to DH."
You notice?
It's like, what? If you want to get him off his feet, he doesn't play, because that means his rear end is glued to the bench for the day, and he doesn't get up and get on his feet to try and hit a baseball and then possibly run the bases. So I love when people say get him off his feet, even though he's still going up to hit. Makes no sense.
I know. You know what's going to be interesting? You notice how, I mean, I'm not going to say anything about it, but he was hurt opening day. He was hurt. There was question of him being in for opening day, but you notice how he missed the Yankees series, and now he's missing the Oakland series. He was on that Houston Astros team. Oakland fans, you saw do you think that has a little bit of it? I mean, I don't think it does. I don't think it does. I'm just bringing that up.
I didn't hear anything about AJ Hinch hearing anything at Yankee Stadium this weekend. I didn't hear I heard them booing the Yankees more than AJ Hinch, their own fans, which we know happens. But I didn't hear any boos really.
They're all nut
at AJ
cases
Hinch
out there. Yeah, they're all nut cases out there.
It's very true.
By the way, Espinal this year's batting .350, OPS of 800. That's better than Rowdy
Pretty
Tellez.
good.
Yeah, so you can't send him down.
Yeah, I know.
That's just a bad message from your organization if you're going to send him down. He's playing too good.
Well,
Davis,
I saw Jonathan Davis down there, and it kind of wonders. That kind of indicates, in my opinion, that George Springer isn't going to go back on the IL. There's no indication that he'd go back on the IL, because then you'd again be down to 3 outfielders, and it's really tough to play games every day if you don't have an extra outfielder. Yeah. Again, a move could happen within the next few days, but as of right now, it looks like George Springer is going to be at least try to play, if you want to say that. Yeah. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. It's nice to have minor league baseball back. I wish we could go to a Bisons game. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be good.
If there was no pandemic, more than likely we would be on the air on TSN 1150 in Hamilton, like the original plans were. But Bell Media thought otherwise. So
yeah, Bell Media.
By the way, we got to get this in. This will be at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Something awesome happened on Sunday. And I've texted you it. I sent you a screenshot.
Oh, yeah.
Something awesome happened on Sunday.
Yeah, sweet.
So I'll
sweet.
We'll save that for the last segment. Nice tease here as we round out segment 1. But in the final segment of the show,
you know what we should do? We should tease it. We should give a hint each segment leading up.
Okay. All right. First segment.
First segment hint's got to be something. It has to be something
where you're like, well, I have no idea.
Yeah. And then the second kind of get. Do we go league? Because it was the same league.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll do that. So okay, I can give this one. I'm trying to think of a hard one.
Movie star. He was in a movie, a baseball movie. Wait, that's enough hint. That's enough hints. Did I just give one not trying to give away a hint?
You just gave a hint. He was in movies.
He just gave away a hint.
All right, there's hint number 1.
He just gave away a hint, not trying to give away a hint. Good one, Colin.
There's hint number 1.
I have blonde moments though. Oh my. We'll be back after
that's tough. Think of what major leaguers have been in movies. There's been a few in movies.
That's very true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's not really giving it away. It's just a blonde moment.
Yeah, but I mean, there hasn't been a lot. Like, there's a select few where you could be like, oh yeah, I remember a movie that he was in. So
that's fair. Yeah.
He was in movies. That's hint number 1 to Reese's awesome news of the day.
It's sweet. We go from the rant to awesome news of the day.
I know, right?
Stay tuned to the next segment for the next hint. Hopefully I don't give it away. We'll be back after this quick message.
Carmine's Pizzeria Italiano, serving traditional-style Italian pizzas made with the freshest, top-quality ingredients. Loaded subs and their famous chicken wings. Winners of the Reader's Choice Diamond Award 4 years running from Niagara this week for Best Pizza and Wings in Niagara Falls. Home of the best tray and wing combo in town for the price and quality. Open daily from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Located on the corner of Drummond Road and Dunn Street. Available for call-ahead pickup or delivery at 905 374-4400. Make sure to like them on Facebook and view their website for their menu at carmine'spizzeria.ca. Carmine's Pizzeria Italiano. Way too good. As we all adjust to this new world that we're living in today, masks are now mandatory, and Niagara's own Custom PPE is Canada's leading face mask provider. Visit them online at customppe.ca and choose between several mask options with different colors and sizes. Add your organization, company, or team logo so you make your face masks unique. Available to purchase online 24/7 at customppe.ca and shipped within 1 week. They have the best prices and quickest turnaround in Canada, and no order is too big or too small. Also offering custom floor stickers as well as face and counter shields for your business or workplace. Visit customppe.ca and use the code ARMCHAIR at checkout for 20% off your custom or blank face mask today. Custom PPE, Canada's leading face mask provider. Attention job seekers, if you are currently looking for work in the Niagara region, you owe it to yourself to check out the services provided by the Niagara Employment Help Center, located at 6100 Thoroldstone Road, Niagara Falls, directly across from the Camisos Plaza. Their free services include resume and cover letter writing, community resource and referral information, local labor market information, job search strategies, assistance with clarifying employment training and career goals, employment counseling and job search support, second career information and registration assistance, and all their services are currently provided by appointment only. So give them a call at 905-358-0021 or visit their website at ehc.on.ca, the Niagara Employment Help Center. This Employment Ontario program is funded by the Government of Ontario.
You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network, the Niagara region's best local source for North American sports podcasting coverage. By sports fans, for sports fans.
And welcome back to the segment number 2 on MLB Full Count Pod, AGM Full Count Pod. Oh, I nailed it that time, I think.
Oh boy,
I get close. I'm not used to the AGM thing yet. I mean,
I know, right?
We're managerless, so it's kind of tough. But yeah, welcome back to segment number 2. We're gonna get into Phillies bullpen. Phillies bullpen. The Mets. Francisco Lindor can't hit, but he can still defend. That's all in. Carrasco's throwing again. That's big.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Carrasco.
He's nasty. He's underrated. I think he's underrated.
Yeah, everyone looks at the New York Mets got Francisco Lindor. Well, no, there was someone else there.
Carrasco's a nice pickup. Yeah, on to the Phillies. The bullpen's back. The bullpen woes are back. Tough one last night. You got to come in, throw strikes, and if you're going to throw strikes, you can't throw them down the middle.
Yeah.
That was the problem last night. Pete Alonso got barrel on his in the gap. The Phillies are very lucky he didn't hit that ball to the deep, like he hit that ball to the deepest part of the park, because if he hit that anywhere else, that's a bomb. It's a grand slam.
Yeah.
And then the Hoskins thing does not matter. But I don't know. Alvarado, I think he had a lot going through his head after the game before. I think that goes through your mind a lot. I mean, when you're pitching, you kind of have to have a clear mind. If you have too much on your mind, you're not going to do very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. Bradley being out isn't good.
What astonishes me is everyone looks at, the bullpen, it's got to be a lot better. Yes, it does. But you also look at the way the defense played last night. And Alec Bohm, horrible job in the field last night. He played terribly at third base yesterday.
Yeah, couple.
There's multiple plays there where you look at them and you're like, if he makes that play, or instead of just getting one out, he's able to turn the double play. Zach Eflin could have probably threw another inning because he would have had 10 to 15 less pitches.
He was pitching fine. Eflin pitched good. I thought that was a quality outing for Eflin last night.
I think so.
Just
it's that factor that people just look at, he's done, time to turn it over to the pen, and they're gonna blow it. And it goes, they wouldn't have 3 innings to throw if the defense actually did their job and didn't make the pitcher throw 10 to 15 more pitches than he had to, or else you'd only have to worry about 2 innings for the bullpen. So it's a two-way street here. The bullpen sucks, but
it does. That bullpen's terrible.
Yeah.
It's not good. They have two guys, and after that, nobody scares me. Two good guys, and after that, no one scares me. Alvarado's nasty when he's on. He's tough to hit. Archie Bradley, when he's on, is nasty. After that, no. No. Dombrowski, as you said, Detroit had a chance, and then they really didn't get anything out of that. They didn't really upgrade and get better. They got worse.
Yeah.
Well, Boston.
Yeah, that's a point I did want to bring up is
the
Detroit Tigers. And specifically looking at the two
Dombrowski teams crash.
Yeah. Specifically looking at the two American League pennant teams. In 2006 and 2012, Dombrowski was in Detroit from 2002 to about 2015 when he was quietly shown the door. Not quietly, but
see you later.
It's an interesting stat that I've looked up for the longest time, and give it to you right now. So in 2006, under the Dombrowski Detroit Tigers, Jim Leland was the manager, of course. Not a big fan of his. So no.
Yeah.
Made a lot of dumb decisions.
Yeah.
But
a lot of GMs cannot manage it all, and they have success. It's weird.
So I could just give you a rundown of the Detroit Tigers bullpen in 2006. So Todd Jones is the closer. He was 1,000 years old, so you kind of expected this a little bit. He was 2-6 on the year with a 3.94 ERA in 62 games. From a closer, you really don't want an ERA that's around 4. Joel Zumai is the exception because he was a stud and threw heat.
Yeah.
Fernando Rodney had a 3.52 ERA. Jason Grilli, a lot of Blue Jays fans recognize that name, had a 4.21 ERA. And then Jamie Walker had a pretty decent season, 2.81 ERA. But any of the other relievers, so looking at Will Ledesma, this is a throwback to all of these names.
Yeah.
So Will Ledesma, man, I know, right?
Oh, then I'll be the show get for me.
He had a 3.58 ERA. Mike Maroth, a 4.19 ERA. Roman Colon had a 4.89 ERA. Bobby Shea, and these guys didn't play the most games. I'm just giving their stats based on what they have.
Yeah.
Bobby Shea had a 6.46 ERA. Jordan Tata, never heard of him. Do not remember him from that year. Only played 8 games, so that's probably why.
That's probably why. Does that even count?
But he probably only played 8 games because his ERA was 6.14. So that explains it.
And they had to get rid of one of those guys.
And I'll point out one more notable name. Andrew Miller turned out to be a pretty good reliever.
Yeah.
Of course, drafted by Detroit, part of the famous Miguel Cabrera trade that sent Miller to the Marlins. In 8 games, he had a 6.1 ERA. So that's essentially a rundown of the Detroit Tigers in 2006 under David Dombrowski.
Is that Dombrowski or the pitching coach?
Well,
a little bit of both. Because once you get up there, the pitching coach needs to take accountability on that. You take ownership on that.
Yeah, I think Rick Knapp, was the pitching coach for the Detroit Tigers at the time. You're right. Who exactly?
Yeah.
I only know him because I'm a Tiger fan. But in 2012, the pitching coach Jeff Jones. I have a lot of respect for Jeff Jones. I've met him in person. He's actually a really intelligent guy.
Yeah. Those guys are fun to talk to, eh?
Yeah.
Pitching coaches, hitting coaches, they're so fun. You just sit there for like an hour and you just talk about baseball, about that position. It's so cool.
Yeah, I met him at a Detroit Tigers camp at Wayne State University when I was
that's right there. That's right around the corner.
Years old or whatever. So that was pretty. Yeah, right down the street.
Wayne State's in a cool spot. It's kind of odd, where Wayne State is.
Yeah.
It's
there's also
the area is kind of.
Isn't there a campus building right next to Little Caesars Arena?
Yeah,
Mike Farwell Mike Farwell. Shout out to the Kitchener Rangers.
You can probably cover the OHL win.
So, yeah, I know, right? So I pulled up the 2012 stats. They are better. But still, as a bullpen that wants to win a World Series, I don't think it's good enough, especially when you look at the bullpen the Kansas City Royals had in 2015 when they were just absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
So you had Jose Valverde as the closer. Phenomenal regular season. Was perfect in saves.
Start the lawnmower.
Yeah. Still had a 3.78 ERA. And I look at relievers. I'm like, you're an effective reliever when your ERA is under 3.25. That I see you as effective then.
Yeah.
Joaquin Benoit, of course, gave up that famous grand slam that David Ortiz hit the next year.
That sucked.
In 2012, he had an ERA of 3.68. Octavio Dotel had a 3.57 ERA.
Former Blue Jay for a little bit. He had the motion. He had the motion that everyone tried to copy because it was like start up here.
I know,
then,
right?
It was like all over the place.
It was one of those old style ones like Jack Morris. Oh, I love that windup.
It was kind of, like the old swing of the arms and go. Yeah, that was cool. And you'd throw off so many hitters doing that now because like guys,
they're like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, they can't hit. Yeah, they can't hit.
And then you have the pitcher that got the last out in the American League Championship Series against the Yankees. By the way, the Tigers own the Yankees in the playoffs. Shout out to you, BCAP. In 2006 and 2012, the Tigers beat the Yankees both times. Phil Koch tried to be a starter. That didn't
Yankees choke in the playoffs all the time because they can't hit home runs in the playoffs.
That is very true.
Their real pitching comes out. That's why they're not going to win a World Series this year.
Phil Koch had an ERA of 4. So, Phillies fans, that is what a David Dombrowski bullpen looks like.
Look at Philadelphia's bullpen. Two guys. I mean, Benoit and Valverde were your 8th and 9th guys?
Yeah. They were essentially the back half guy. Phil Koch did it from time to time. Him and Benoit would kind of rotate 7-8 depending on matchups and everything back when you could only face one hitter in a ball.
But really though, like
3.78, that's not a good ERA as a closer. When you're expected to pitch one inning, your ERA shouldn't be over 2.5.
Yeah.
When you're expected to throw one inning and get 3 outs.
Yeah. You have one bad outing, though, and your ERA goes through the roof. If you have one bad outing. If you're the road team, you go in there and blow it. Or the home.
That's what made no sense to me. Is Valverde was perfect for saves, but his ERA was still 3.78. Now, I understand.
But you got to remember, that team scored a lot. Yeah, that team scored a lot. He could have went in there with 3 and gave up a couple solo shots.
But they're lucky they scored a lot. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's not a bullpen that I see that can win a World Series. And if the Philadelphia Phillies are expecting to win a World Series with Bryce Harper, with JT Realmuto, with Didi Gregorius, with Andrew McCutchen, although I don't think they'll ever win with McCutchen. I think he will either move on or be retired by that point.
I think Philly's got to rebuild. I think he'll have the
so?
battle. I think Philly's got to rebuild.
I don't know if they have to rebuild, but
okay, 5 years from now, who do you take?
What do you tell Harper after signing that contract? Yeah, sorry, we told you we were going to win, but
he is playing good. He is playing good this year.
Isn't he hitting like 329?
Yeah, that's what he was. Like that. Yeah, he was 321 the other night. Yeah,
not playing Monday night. He didn't play Monday night.
So 320
Brewers.
321 then. 321. That's solid. I mean, he's having a good year. He's hitting the ball hard, but I mean, if you can get pieces for him, right? Yeah. I think you got to do it because what do they got? The Phillies. I mean, they have 3-4 good hitters, right? And then they got Eflin, Wheeler, and Nola.
Yeah.
But then, there's a big drop-off after 5 guys. There is. And they can't find a center fielder to save their lives.
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
By the way, shout out to center fielder who played Sunday night, Quinn. What a throw that was in the second or third inning.
That's one thing I got to say. Yeah, Quinn's played great so far. Yeah. So far, though, that's the key word. So far.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't have if you're in the bullpen, you can't have Kevin Pillar hitting bombs off of you. You can't.
He had. I'm pretty sure he had 3 hits on Sunday.
I know.
Kevin Pillar, 2 obviously off of Eflin, but you can't have Pillar hit a line drive home run. That tells you
he almost hit a second.
Hard.
Then he almost hit a second.
Yeah.
Just looked foul.
Yeah.
And then the 8th or 9th, top of the 9th, he almost hit one out. It's like, they better get this guy out of here. Then they walk the bases loaded. Then that starts, the walks.
Yeah.
That's tough to watch. When I'm watching games, I'd rather see guys be getting knocked all around the ballpark with hits than walks. I just turn the game up. I just turn on another game if there's like walks.
Yeah.
Sunday night, you obviously can't, but that's what I do if I see walks. I don't like it. Pitching coaches, I just thought of former Tampa Bay Rays, Washington Nationals pitching coach right now, Jim Hickey. Remember how good he was in Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
Tampa Bay had Price, Shields.
Yeah. I was going to say, I thought that was that staff.
Do you remember
when Chris
had
Archer
no one
had
on the
so
IL?
much promise?
Yeah. And then he just went
then
to Pittsburgh and fell off the face of the earth.
Essentially. Like Garrett Cole. Oh, he's pitching in Pittsburgh. Oh, now he's in Houston. Oh, and they're good. Wow,
Now he's in New
Cole
York.
must be really good. Yeah. Yeah,
And
exactly.
now he goes to New York and gets payday. Man, that's a problem. That's why people don't like the New York Yankees. Because they don't develop, they just pay.
Yeah.
But I mean, they develop. Part of their roster's developed. I'll credit them for that. Judge is a good one.
Brett Gardner, longest tenured Yankee. I still think he's an effective player.
I do too. In the role he's in, he's effective.
Yeah,
on a good team, and you put him in the right role, he's effective because he knows his role. Yep. That's the big thing. You gotta know your role. You gotta accept it too, and he accepts it. There's no ego there. He knows what it takes to win.
Yeah.
On to the New York Mets.
Yeah. Francisco Lindor.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, I think the bat's going to come around once June hits, maybe a couple of weeks, actually. Because you know how the weather changes after May 2-4 here?
Yeah.
Like, the weather starts to change.
Yeah, May 2-4 weekend sucks, and then everything after
the week
that
after.
is great.
Yeah, it's like, here we go, open the pool, let's go.
Actually, May 24th. It starts to get better instead of the May 2-4 weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, for Lindor, again, and I hate the argument, he's changing cities. Got to get used to a new life. I hate that as an argument, as true as it may be. I hate that as an argument for someone making fans an excuse for someone. But the New York fans are not Cleveland fans. There's
not similar to Philadelphia, too.
Out in center field at Citi Field, whereas in Cleveland, they're every game, and it's
give a bad at bat, they boo you.
He's not playing in the AL Central. He's actually playing the Philadelphia Phillies. He's playing the Atlanta Braves. Miami Marlins haven't really been too bad. Trevor Rogers has, despite a little bit of a hiccup on Sunday, has actually had a pretty good season for them.
Well, get this.
And the Washington Nationals are good. Like, it's a really good division.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's used to hitting against the Tigers, where Cleveland destroyed Detroit.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Kansas City too. I mean, this is pre-Kansas City being good. I mean, do we even know if Kansas City's good this year? Like, is it just because Washington, or is it just because the White Sox haven't figured it out yet in Minnesota?
It could be. Kind of like the San Francisco Giants, but Buster Posey's been unreal for the Giants.
That's great, though, for baseball. I'm not complaining. I love it. I love that there's teams that are better than what people expected. It makes me sound really dumb picking the Chicago White Sox to win to go to the World Series.
Well, I picked the Atlanta Braves. They just got swept by the Blue Jays, so.
Yeah, the Jays are figuring it out, though. The Springer ad's nice for the Jays.
Yeah.
That helps.
No, but Lindor, he's still playing defense. He's still making flashy plays. He's still able to record outs. So,
yeah.
He's not hitting 300 like he's used to. And it's a matter of, in baseball these days, when it's home run or strikeout, if you can have a guy who will hit 250, but he'll walk every fourth at bat, or he'll put the ball in play and he'll drive in a run or move over a runner or reach on an error just because he put the ball in play. Yeah. I'm taking that over a 300 hitter who hits a home run every 8 at bats and strikes out 4 times in between.
Yep. I mean, I agree with you there. 100%. 100%. I went through that play.
And we've talked about this. We're not fans of 300 hitters who do that. We're fans of the 250 guys who put the ball in play, who get on base.
I look at the strikeouts. Honestly, the first stat I look at games is the strikeout total over the batting average. Batting average is the biggest one, right? So it's hard not to look at there, but I look at the strikeout total. Okay, we got Aaron Judge up here. Okay, he has this many home runs. I know that because look how big and strong he is, right? I know he's going to hit the ball hard and far. And plus, he's playing in a bandbox. So I know he's going to have home runs.
Yep.
I want to know how many strikeouts he has. Because, I mean, Giancarlo Stanton, no one talks about his strikeouts. He hits 40-some home runs, but look how many times he's going to strike out. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if he put the ball in play on at least take 10 strikeouts off and you put the ball in play 10 more times? Those balls get through because, one, teams play the shift against Giancarlo Stanton all the time. Because everyone gets to the shift now in baseball, which is annoying. Two, if you're going to hit the ball that hard, you're going to find holes. It's hard to play third base. I mean, if you're going to hit the ball, if you're going to pull the ball down the line like that, you got a ball coming out the bat at 110 plus. That's tough. Let's just throw your glove out there and hopefully you catch it.
Well, it's funny. I referenced Craig Monroe earlier on in the show. And I remember one year in the Guinness Book of World Records, I had a copy for some reason. And Craig Monroe, most strikeouts in a season by a major leaguer. It's going to be passed. There's no way it doesn't get passed.
What is it? Do you know?
I'd have to look. I'll look it up right now while we're talking. But in the era of long ball or no ball, it's going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. MLB record for most strikeouts in a season by a hitter. All right, let's see what we got. Huh. Oh, that's saying what? There we go. Okay. So I'm bringing it up. Holy crap. I don't even think Greg Monroe's close.
Yeah.
So here's the list of single season leaders and records for strikeouts. So in 2009, Mark Reynolds struck out 223 times. In 2012, Adam Dunn struck out 222 times. In 2016, this isn't a shocker, Chris Davis struck out 219 times.
Which everyone could have been a record.
Yeah.
That could have been the record. Oh,
so clearly Craig Monroe is not at the top anymore, unfortunately, because I enjoyed making fun of that.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, man, people, but I went through that playing. I mean, literally coaches and people think that it's better to hit a ball over the fence once every 20 at-bats than putting the ball in play 10 out of 20 at-bats. It's crazy. It makes no sense. You question how these people are coaching or how these people know the game. I mean, I hate to say that, but you really question it. It's really? That's a head-scratcher. But
yeah, here's the career leaders. Not just in one season. Here's the career leaders in strikeouts.
That's interesting.
Number 1, played 21 seasons. He struck out 2,597 times. Reggie Jackson.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey. Yeah. Something.
Jim Thome, 2,548 times.
Wow.
And then number 3, and this is horrible, in only 14 seasons. Wait, what? Years age. Okay, whatever. Adam Dunn struck out 2,379 times.
Wow.
Oh, Miguel Cabrera climbing the list.
Really?
Okay.
Well,
Ooh.
I mean, the last 3 years, right? They haven't really been the best. I mean, but he had a great career, Hall of Fame career.
Yep. So that's just
Hall of Fame career.
It's going to get past Aaron Judge. There's no way he doesn't strike out more than 2,000 times in his career. There's no way.
What's Stanton at? Stanton up there?
Making me bring it back up again.
So
it's got to be up here.
While you're bringing that up, I want to quickly stick with the Mets. We talked about Lindor getting it together. The Mets have, with Krasler coming back, that staff is going to get wins. Okay,
Giancarlo Stanton has already struck out in his major league career 1,430 times.
He's going to break that. Do you get something if you break the strikeout record?
He is 31 years old.
He's going to break it.
Yeah. 100% he will.
Do you get anything for breaking the strikeout record? Quick thinking.
No Hall of Fame votes?
Ooh.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but if you hit 500 plus home runs, you're going to get a vote for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I know.
Especially now.
That's what's really unfortunate.
Yeah, because the steroid thing isn't really.
Yeah, I know.
Into effect anymore.
Alex Rios struck out 1,117 times.
Yeah, he had tendencies to get long with his swing.
Yeah.
Such a tall, lanky guy, right?
Trying to find if Aaron Judge is even on this list yet.
Good for him if he's not on there, but he's still got a few years left.
Yeah. Yeah, he's much younger.
Yeah, I think Stanton breaks that. And I don't know if Judge passes Stanton.
Ooh, could you imagine?
Why to watch the Yankees? The strikeout race.
Wild.
The strikeout race. That's why we watch the Yankees.
George Springer struck out 789 times.
Wow. And he fairly puts the ball in play.
Yeah.
A lot of times he puts the ball in play. That's surprising. That's a good one. That got me. I didn't think that he'd have that much.
Yeah,
he's played a bit too, but
in 6 seasons, Aaron Judge has struck out 601 times. 208 of those came in 2017.
Okay. That was his first year.
Led the major leagues.
Yeah.
No, that was his his first full season in the major leagues.
First full season.
Because he only played 27 games in his first year. And then he
followed it up a lot when he came out.
Followed it up with 152 in 18 and 141 in 19.
Wow. That's a lot.
And then 32 in 28 games last year.
Far. Okay.
He's got 26 and 25 this year.
26 and 25?
Yeah.
So he's a
strikeout per game.
Yeah. That's not that bad.
Are we looking at that as bad? One strikeout a game?
It's hard to hit. It's hard to hit it. I mean, that division.
Yeah, really good pitching in that division.
Year. I'm trying to think of what he's faced this year. I don't really know. I mean, we gave a hint in the
hint time. So we gave one.
Kind of.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
So there are, what do you figure, 3 teams that wear pinstripes. You got the Cubs, you got the Phillies, you got the Yankees. The Mets at home.
Yeah.
I guess the Yankees don't wear pinstripes at home. Nobody does.
Yeah, the Yankees do. Yankees do at home.
Or at home, sorry, not on the road.
On the road.
Pinstripes on the road. This player wore pinstripes.
Yeah, leave it at that.
Yeah.
Leave it at that. We'll be back for the final segment of the AGM Full Count Pod. We got to pay some bills. We'll be back after this quick message.
J&L Flooring is a Niagara-based specialty flooring and design company. They take great pride in providing elite customer service and support. They are a specialty flooring and decor boutique shop with a beautiful showroom, great pricing, and a wide variety and truly unique selection of products. All their products are environmentally friendly and responsibly produced, so you can feel great about your flooring choices. Their goal as a local business is to build authentic relationships based on honesty and integrity that they foster with respect and authenticity, offering a unique and wide range of quality products presented by a knowledgeable and patient team. They connect with their customers to simplify the process to make their life easier and to make their homes beautiful. Visit them at 4424 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, or find out more at jnlflooring.com. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. through 5 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. 905-358-3299 J&L Flooring.
The Spicy Olive Bar and Grill is located on the top of Clifton Hill and just a 5-minute walk from the majestic Niagara Falls. It is conveniently nestled in the heart of the tourist district. A family-owned and operated business, the Spicy Olive opened its doors in May of 2003 and has since been established as an authentic and unique Italian restaurant and bar. Its rustic ambiance and time-worn finishing provide a warm and inviting dining experience. Offering an array of delicious dishes, they specialize in authentic Italian cuisine, homemade sauces, fresh ingredients and consistently providing a strong foundation on which they build their menu. As night falls, the Spicy Olive shifts to a lively lounge where drinks and live music come together to make a perfect evening. For more than 15 years, they have provided not only for their dedicated locals, but their customers from all over the world with authentic Italian food and great live entertainment. Open daily 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. for dinner and till 2 a.m. for drinks. Check out their new menu and book reservations on their website at Spicy Olive Bar and Grill, it's with an E at the end, .com, or call 905-371-2323 for reservations as well. The Spicy Olive Bar and Grill.
You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network, the Niagara region's best local source for North American sports podcasting coverage. By sports fans, for sports fans.
And welcome back to the final segment of the AGM's Full Count podcast on the Armchair GM Sports Network. I'm Colin Ward with Reece Doumani. Reece, final segment here. We have our predictions for the Jays week coming up. We got 6 this week. We got Oakland for 3, and we got Houston for 3. We're recording Monday night, so
yeah, we're not counting the Monday night game against Oakland.
Yeah. So. What do you think?
We don't want to record it midnight, so.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so what do you think of this week, prediction-wise?
Yeah,
I'll let you go first, because I seem to ramble on too much when I go first. So.
I think it'll depend on how the series starts. Steven Matt's on the mound for the Jays, so they have someone who gives them a chance to win and get the first game of the series. If they win Monday night, and of course we'll be talking about this after Monday night, but It leads, I think, to a good series against Oakland. I think they have a chance to take 3 of 4 from the A's. So I'm going to go 2-1. Yeah. Obviously not counting Monday. So I'll go 2-1 for the last 3 games against the Oakland Athletics. And then for the Houston Astros, it depends who they get. It depends who pitches for Houston, because Greinke really hasn't. Greinke's been good, but I don't think he's been great. So, because you got roughed up by Detroit, and if you get roughed up by Detroit, that's embarrassing. So I'd say they have a chance. It's 50-50. They'll either go 2-1 against Houston or 1-2. I think there's at least one win in there for the Jays. So 4-2, I'm going to say, for the Jays this week when we're chatting next week, heading into a series against the Atlanta Braves.
Which is another big one, because Atlanta's going to be looking for revenge.
Yeah, this one's in Atlanta too. So
yeah, not counting the Monday nighter, I'm going to go 3-3. 3-3 plus. I'll say if they will go over 3-3. If they don't go 3-3, they will go over, not under 500 on the trip, which is a good week. Yeah. 500. I think they went 4-2. Yeah, they went 4-1 since we recorded last. So that's solid.
Yeah.
And to the hint.
Yeah. To the big news of the day. So we hinted at it. Hint number 1, he's been in movies. Hint number 2,
a baseball comedy. Yeah. Hint number 3. I already know it, so I really can't.
Yeah.
Say anything.
Hint number 3, before we reveal it. He was phenomenal in the 10th month of the year.
Yes.
And that gives it away.
Oh, that
essentially, if any baseball fan realizes it. So I'm sitting on my couch.
Trick or treat.
Sunday, or I guess my Nana's couch, because I was at her house. And I get a notification on Twitter, and it says, @Mr. October has followed you. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's just like a Yankees thing or something or whatever.
That gave it away.
Then I go into it. Yeah, I don't care. And then then I go into it, and the name is Reggie Jackson. He's got the blue check mark next to him, and he's got 44,000 followers.
And like, this is him.
I'm like, what the hell? Reggie Jackson just followed me on Twitter? What? So that's the big news of the day. Reggie Jackson is a follower of myself. So
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, solid career, Mr. October. Yep. Mr. October. Solid. And that's going to be it for this week's show. I mean, that was cool. Reggie Jackson. That's a cool
nice way to end it.
That's
BCat's going to be so jealous. He'll hear this and he'll be like, come on, what do I got to do?
As Reese has a Red Sox hoodie on. I mean, it's Brantford.
Yeah, I know, right?
as you can't see the Red Sox. Yeah. I mean, that kind of Yankee fans will love that because Yankee fans, they saw that, would think of Red Sox. But it's Brantford. It's Brantford. But yeah, that's it for this week's show. Appreciate the listens. In for the surprise at the end to keep you on your toes a little bit for the listeners. As always, you can follow us on Twitter. You can follow myself at Colin Ward _14. You can follow Reese at Reece Doumani. And you can follow our show on Twitter at AGM Full Count Pod. A big thanks to the listeners for tuning in and to us. We'll be back next week.